Breaking news. According to the information reaching to me early this morning, the medical team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was rejected and chased out of DSS office yesterday when they went there for the ear surgery of our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Make una hear the breaking news in details by Aloy Ejimako, the special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The message says, and I quote, order DSS to allow Nnamdi Kanu access to his team of doctors for the ear surgery. Aloy Ejimako laments. Hello, my wonderful people. Greetings to you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are this morning. Today happens to be the 8th of June, and the day is Thursday, and the year is 2023. I don't want us to wait much time because, as I said earlier, my spirit is not okay, and my spirit is very, very angered. In other words, what am I going to say, or why am I angry? To let you people know that black lives truly matters in every situation, in everywhere you find yourself, either today or tomorrow. So if you never subscribe to my channel, endeavor to do that as soon as possible. Make sure you turn on the notification button so that we will get updates each time we go live or we post something new on this channel or any other channel related to Okute Daily Talk. Please, let us continue subscribing, let us continue sharing, and let us continue commenting and also liking. It is very, very necessary and very, very important. So please, let us go to the reason why we are here this morning. Aloy Ejimako, the special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, on Wednesday, urged President Bola Tinubu to order the Department of State Service, DSS, to allow the Biafra agitator access to independent medical care. Ejimako said Kanu needed urgent surgery for his ear problem. Tweeting, Ejimako wrote to, Dear President Tinubu, a few days ago, I passionately urged you to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You haven't. But today, again, I respectfully urge you to direct the DSS to immediately permit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the free will to seek independent medical care, particularly for the ear surgery he needs as of now. Earlier, Ejimako has accused the DSS of preventing Kanu from getting proper medical attention from his team of doctors. He said, DSS stopped the IPOB leader from getting proper medical attention from a physician of his choice. Ejimako wrote, after going through so much trouble to advance the cause of arranging proper medical care for Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the DSS made sure it didn't happen. This will not stand. Onyendu must get the proper medical care that he needs from the physicians of his own choice. Ejimako raised an alarm over the need for Kanu to get proper health care following an ear infection he sustained or he received from the beatings and maltreatment when he was abducted in Kenya. So, my good people and my Biafran brothers, my sisters, lovers of freedom and the lovers of mankind, we all seek for peace, and peace we shall get. So my advice on this, either to the DSS, to whoever that is in charge of the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, either from the past government or the present government, that young man needed to do what? To get his health examined. Ayofayo said a former Ekiti State governor who has been granted permission to travel outside the country, a former governor who could not build a single hospital for the people, and he is standing a trial for a fraud of 6.9 billion naira. He is iPhoned when he was the governor of that state. Today, the former governor who could not do anything for his state squandered the state treasury. He have been granted permission to abroad for treatment. In other words, Nigeria need to have brain. They need to have sense. Because as it stands now, both Nigerians and Nigeria and the rulers, their brain now, it seems like it has been occupied by cockroaches. How can you grant a criminal permission to go abroad for treatment, then a freedom fighter, a prisoner of conscience, have not been granted, even when the court of competent jurisdiction, even when judges said, give this man what do they call it, permission for his team of doctors to attend to him based on the ear problem that the man is having. The DSS said nahi. The ruling government said nahi. The Attorney General of the Federation said nahi. If the DSS cannot simply obey the direction of the law or the advice from the judge, then it means that they are the one who's supposed to protect the law of the land. But at the end of the day, they do the other way around. It is the other way around. They turn it upside down. Nigeria is not really working for the poor masses. It's only for the rich. For the rich who make law that they don't abide to. So my advice to the federal government of Nigeria and also the DSS is to allow this young man. They are not now, for now, they are not seeking to release him unconditionally, either by court order or by president order. But let somebody who will stand trial, let him have let him have good health. That is the only way he can continue with the trial that the federal government of Nigeria is charging him. So that is my candid advice. If you people can hear me, fine and good. If you cannot hear, then you people should continue on your doom side of kind of a government or ruling. We have another news on our hand here. This one is coming from Wazirin Adamawa. According to him, he said, and I quote, INEC yet to give us vital documents about after collecting 6.69 million whooping naira. Article alleges. So this one na PDP matter. So let us see what really happens and why the INEC has refused to grant them the necessary information they required from them after collecting a whooping 6.69 million, almost 7 million naira. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, on Wednesday blamed the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for clogging the way of progress in the prosecution of his petition. Atiku told the Presidential Election Petition Court, PEPC, on Wednesday in Abuja that in spite of paying 6.69 million naira to the commission for certified true copies of the documents he intends to tender in evidence, the commission failed to make the documents available. Now they are something where they don't plan about now, since they already known the process in which brought in the so-called president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is met with irregularities. That is why the INEC have refused to tender every information or every evidence that will do what? That will indict the president of the Fulani government of Nigeria or president of the Sokoto Caliphate. Speaking through his lawyer, Mr. Chris Uche, SAN, the petitioner said it was discouraging for the commission to say that some of the documents they paid for were outside Abuja. So they never finish you. We thought all these documents will be made available to us and we won't have to go to the states to collect them. Uche then proceeded to tender certified true copies of documents for 10 out of 21 local government areas of Kogi, which were the only documents the commission had made available for the day. The petitioners also tendered from ECAD for Anambra State as well. Nigerian Agency of or News Agency of Nigeria, NAN, report that Atiku Abubakar asked the PEPC to declare him Nigerian president-elect or alternatively cancel the election and order for a fresh election due to alleged irregularities that made the 25 February poll in thousands of polling units. These are part of the 7 prayers anchored on 5 grounds on the petition he filed against the victory of the president-elect Bola Tinubu of All Progressive Congress. INEC, my question to you people is, what is your problem? What is really the INEC problem? If you people are sure, very, very sure, that the result you declared on the first day of March 2023 is accurate, and that is exactly the choice of Nigerians. What stops you people? Labour Party have been complaining about this. Now, PDP. When the Labour Party complained, you people are the one that said that they refused to pay 1.5 million naira, being charged them to provide the said documents. Okay, now PDP have claims or alleges they have paid a whooping sum of $6.69 million naira for those documents to be released to them, the original copies of ECHD. Till this moment, nothing has been done on that very particular regard. What is really happening? Does it mean that the INEC now, as an independent body, is more powerful than the whole Nigerian, that the whole over 220 million, if not more than that, in Nigerians? I doubt that. Then what is the security forces in Nigeria doing about this? What order is the court giving that these people cannot be able to do what and stand on their word? They said after announcing the election results, you should go to court and they seek redress if the election results is not okay with you. They charge people, they force people to go to court. Now, the people whom they have forced to go to court cannot be able to lay their hands on the substantiated documents they need as an evidence in the court, because you cannot go to court without having a proper and a detailed evidence of what you are going to reject in court. Otherwise, the case will be thrown out on merit that they don't have a local standing for the court to attend to it. So the INEC and its officials should do something before something begin to do them. That is my candid advice to the former Mahmoud, because now he become former. Police don't rescue abducted Chinese national in Abia State. What does this signify? Let me make this point clear before I read this news, before I read this news. But as you still remember that let's say thousands of Nigerians are being kidnapped on daily basis. Nobody does anything. The police claims, even the police will come out and tell you there's a 5 million naira bounty on the head of anybody who will help them to locate the whereabouts of the kidnappers and bandits. A single Chinese man, whether they are single or they are double. Do you know that Nigerian police and security personnel, they value Chinese people more than their own citizens? Ask me the reason why. A Chinese national who was abducted in Abia State, do you know what Nigerian government did, or their police force? So I don't even know that Nigerian police force have a drone to fly so that they can be able to track the Chinese nationals where they have been taken to in Abia State. But the same police cannot track the numbers that all these bandits and kidnappers are using to call their relatives for ransom. Sorrow. It's really sorrow, agony, and pain in this mistake of a country called Nigeria. This is painful. A single Chinese life worth more than how many thousands of people that are being kidnapped and killed on daily basis. They call them bandits, Boko Harams, Ishwab commanders. The lives of Tunji Bello in Zamfara State, they up to today, they are still looking for him. They are still making an announcement to the general public that they are going to pay 5 million naira for whoever that will detect or show them where Bello Tunji of Zamfara State is. I beg my people, is that not laughable? So now, I don't see it now. There's an Igbo adage that says, but our own Nigerian police and security personnel, they where they're supposed to save and guide the lives and properties, the police, the military, and others personnel are the ones killing people and burning their properties. It happened in Okiwemo State and many other parts of that particular southeastern region. And my only word for the Nigerian police is what? Make una do what? Make una continue. I rest my case here. I beg, let us proceed, my wonderful people. The police command in Abia State had announced the rescue by a team of security agents of a Chinese national abducted in Abia State. One person. The command public relations officer, ASP Maureen Chinaka, confirmed the release on Wednesday. He said that the Chinese national, Mr. Li Piyin, abducted on May 31st, was rescued by a joint security team in a good condition on Monday. Piyin, who was the site manager of a quarry in Lokupanta, Umu Nauchi, local government area, was driving a caterpillar without security escort when he was abducted. Chinaka said that the joint security team has sustained a manhunt for the abductors. Nigerian police force, you know, I still remember my word. I said, make una do what? Make una continue. The gods will see us through. Another news we have on our hand here: terrorists have taken over Taraba communities. Lawmakers laments. Now, Nigeria government, this one now. My happiness on what is happening now is that the APC is not going to blame PDP again, because the regime that had just finished, that brought us where we are today, to the tune of 77 trillion naira. 77 trillion naira debt. Our GDP have gone down. The inflation, as of last week, it hit 22.22, double. That is the same people that are still ruling us today. And that is my happiness that APC should happen to Nigeria 16 good years. Then Nigerians will compare between APC and PDP. If there's any difference, there's no difference. They are just senior brother and junior brother. So it is high time the Nigerian youth, whether old or young, if you really want the country to move forward, look elsewhere. If you are looking within APC and PDP to think that you can find any good person, my dear, what I see there is a group of never-do-well politicians who have nothing to offer other than confusion. Look at what's happening in Imo State. The governor of Imo State is confused. He don't know what to do. He's only sharing money and keep sharing money and keep sharing money. Members of the Taraba State House of Assembly on Wednesday expressed concern over the activities of armed bandits and terrorists which they have taken over some villages and communities in the state. Exactly what they are complaining that PDP left for them last 8 years. The members who raised the alarm on the floor of the House in a motion jointly sponsored by members from both Taraba North and South constituencies urged the state governor, Dr. Abu Kefas, to immediately liaise with the Adamawa, Bauchi, Benue, Gombe, and Plateau state communities or governments to establish a joint border security patrol to curb the trans-border criminality. The lawmakers demanded that security checkpoints along Manya, Tekum Highway, and from Tekum to Osa be immediately restored to check the influence of criminal elements into the hinterland. They called for the development or deployment of adequate security in affected areas to contain the incident attacks on the people of those areas. The motion was sponsored by Abubakar John Tanko Yusuf Takum 1 constituency, John Lamba Takum 2 constituency, Joshua Oreyang Rukukbe Osa constituency, Angish Joshua Yaro Wakai 1 constituency, then Jethro Yakubu Zikinhu Wukare 1 constituency, and Anna Shuaibu Karim Lamido 2 constituency. The members who alleged that some villages and communities are now under the control of bandits and terrorists said the unknown gunmen have rained heavy attacks on several villages and communities in the parts of southern Taraba as well as in the Karim Lamido local government area of the same state. Speaking urgent measures to contain the situation on the floor of the House, they said bandits and terrorists have taken advantage of the crisis to take over control of some villages and communities. They reported that Tati, Muje, Pachi, Basang, Shenta, Pashimbe, Rikwen, Tumbe, Kwarebe, Yade, among others, are villages now being overrun by bandits, lamenting that the terrorists have forcibly ejected the original inhabitants and turned their farmlands into grazing fields, banditry camps, and safe havens for other criminal activities such as kidnappings. The people affected by the crisis have been rendered homeless without food, access to healthcare and education, thereby exposing them to famine, epidemics, and attendant hardship and other inconveniences of displacement, the lawmakers said. The members also expressed concern that the crisis, which has persisted, is now fast spreading to some neighboring communities in Donga and Kumi local government councils, thereby jeopardizing the stability of these areas. If the banditry activities are not brought under control, it will lead to the humanitarian crisis with all the attendant consequences. When I hear the governor of Taraba State, you have to do what? You have to tighten up your security, otherwise your country, your state will be taken over by bandits. It will be like a Zamfara, whereby it is a constant fire and fire for fire on that very state. That made me to turn that state to what? To a Niger state, because it is close to Niger Republic or Chad Republic. Niger governor ordered demolition of fuel stations. I don't know what triggered this action, but let us see why and how it happened. Niger State Governor Mohammed Umaru Bago had revoked the certificate of occupancy of a filling station and ordered its demolition in Minna, the state capital. The governor gave the directive when he inspected the filling station along Ketaren, Gware in Minna Metropolis. According to him, the structure was illegal and its location was not safe for the people of the area, insisting that he had earlier asked the owners to stop work. He said, "We have a report of illegal structure and I have asked the Urban Development Board to stop them from working, but they continue. So we revoke the CFO from today and we will mark it for demolition." Bago further insisted it is uncalled for in the midst of people. It is hazardous to their lives and it is not acceptable in our society. Another news we have here, this one is coming from Brunei. Troops repair Iswap attack in Brunei state. At least one civilian was killed and another injured as troops of Operation Hardin Kai repaired attacks by the Islamic State of West African province Iswap in Gadigana, the northern part of the state, which is Brunei. Iswap fighters in 4 Hilux trucks attacked the town with heavy weapons at 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday in an attempt to wreak havoc in the community. Daily Post learned that the troops swiftly engaged them in a gun battle that lasted for about an hour before the terrorists retreated in the direction of Damakuli, heading to another place to go and commit this thing and go and commit other havoc or go and break another havoc. Yet they turned the other way and the military could not chase them down, because as they are leaving that place, they are going for another place to go and exercise their anger. A teenage girl who sustained a bullet wound was referred to the hospital in Maiduguri for treatment, while the victim, who died from a stray bullet, was buried according to Islamic rites at 9 a.m. the following day. Peter Obi, Judas, who denied Atiku presidency. You are very quick to conclude, and you are not very quick to state the obvious with your empirical facts, with your white beard like that of a small Nkpi goat. Small Nkpi, no Nkpi. Nkpi na baro, that is what you look like. I wonder why this man said you don't even have shame upon yourself. You go on exile, leaving your own country. The only thing you could do is to stay there and foment trouble in another man's land. As it stands now, you're not a Nigerian. So speaking far away from how many kilometers, causing trouble in our own land will not be accepted. So I'm giving you this advice for free of charge. Retrace your steps before Ogun will visit you and your entire family. This is my candid advice, and it is free of charge. How can Peter Obi be a Judas who denied Atiku presidency? So Atiku himself, he don't believe on the consensus of zoning when he adamantly accepted to run on an open ballot. In other words, causing Peter Obi to leave the party for them. He didn't deny Atiku. Rather, the PDP and all their greedy and wicked fellas are the ones that deny themselves presidency. Had it been that Atiku did not contest that thing, Peter Obi would have been there. And today, we're talking about Peter Obi as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But you people refused. And look at where it has gotten to you people. Now, I hope you are learning your lessons now. You are one of the presidential egg who bend this country. Yet, you run an exile. Fear of being probed when you come to Nigeria, Abi. No worry now, don't worry. Very soon, Akana Oyabu go for Aka. Social political activist Reno Manketa has said the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi calls his People's Democratic Party PDP Atiku Abubakar the presidency. Omokiri Abi Omanketa said Atiku would have been president, but Obi played the role of Judas. He insisted that President Bola Tinubu came third and was not the winner of the last election. Tweeting Omokri stressed that Obi has been rendered politically impotent. According to Omokri, if Peter Obi has not overreached himself and played Judas, by now Waziri Atiku Abubakar would be president, Peter Obi would have been vice president, while Tinubu will have to come a distant second. Yeah? Even with rigging, it was not Tinubu that defeated Waziri Atiku. It was Peter Obi. For him and Labour Party going to court is flogging a dead horse. Even Judas did the same. He tried to return the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priest, but the deed had been done. If Peter Obi likes, let him condemn the patriotic act of President Bola Tinubu to return fuel subsidy removal. It won't change the fact that yes, Daddy has been rendered politically impotent in Nigeria. Reno Omokri, I have given you the advice. If you like, take it. If you don't like, don't take it. I have said my own. Lease on cattle market revenues from queries to be reviewed. Abia state government. We are talking about the Lokpanta area of the state, where it is being occupied by a set of Fulani herders. All those criminals who are killing our people, raping our women, and murdering them and kidnapping them on a broad daylight. And that place has already been sold to the Fulanis by Orji Uzokalo when he was then the governor of Abia State. That is the problem we are having. A lot of saboteurs in our political class or in our political elites. Those ones you think we are looking up to, that will save our land, are the one that is giving out our land to strangers. The Abia State government has said that the lease on the popular Lokpanta cattle market in Umunochi local government area of the state will be reviewed by the new administration. This is even as the state government has disclosed that revenues occurring from the market and quarry sites in Umunochi local government area be properly harmonized to block revenue leakages in line with the Governor Alex Oti's zero tolerance for fraud. Deputy Governor Ikechukwu Emetu made this known at Abia State Government House, Umuahia, during a crucial meeting he held with the critical stakeholders on internally generated revenue in the state. He said the meeting purpose was to brainstorm on methodologies for enhancing the revenue profile of the state to ensure speedy infrastructure development in all the competent areas to make life more meaningful for Abians. According to him, he requested that permanent secretaries, directors of administrations, and the directors of finance of the various ministries, departments, and agencies forward to his office detailed reports of their transactions on how they have been running the system.